All right. Hello and welcome back to Project Uniform Sierra. So last week, I started working on the Dungeon One, first part of Dungeon One. And so my goal for that week was to completely block mesh everything. So just to back up, uh, part one of three. So the first dungeon is going to be broken up into three sections, which will make more sense when we look at the first part. So my goal was to block mesh out the first part of that level, and then begin like texturing the floors, adding assets. I actually kind of got distracted, and so I ended up doing quite a bit more, like kind of building out the assets and fleshing out like what it was going to look like. Um and, and I hadn't even finished block meshing yet. So that's what we'll take a look at. So right now, this portal on the screen, this is where this is the dungeon entrance. So this is leading to um the the dead world, which I'll show. And then also, I have started working on creating the collectibles for this world, or for this dungeon, which will actually start. I'll put in the game and actually start hooking up next week, so that it actually functions the way it is supposed to. I'll actually, let's assume that we're walking through the portal, and I'll open up the dungeon. All right, so this is where the player will spawn in. So this is the um sort of the same style of the destroyed church that you see in the portal area of the previous area. But this is it's intended to look as though it's um, more recent than that, not destroyed, but also not lived in for a very long time. So that's sort of the aesthetic that I'm going for. So your character will spawn in here, um, and then you'll probably look around and maybe come in here and be like, I can't really go anywhere this way. And then there, so as soon as I get the collectibles, I'm calling them crypt collectibles. It'll probably be, I don't know, it'll be somewhere in here. So that'll actually be the first of four collectibles that the player will have to get in here. So this is just looking around. All right, so actually going out, ignore that light. It means something, but the player won't be able to see that right away. All right, so this is going to be the garden area. The player's going to walk out, and it's going to be, super creepy, um, overgrown. So to kind of give the feel that, okay, this is a space that hasn't been lived in for quite a while, but it was cared for at some point, but it's yeah, long dead, and I still do have some block meshing that I haven't finished yet. So the player will be able to come over here, and this is kind of the main altar. This is where the enemies will spawn from. So kind of the premise of this first part of this level is there are going to be four crypts. So there's one over here, which is the first one. This is where the first collectible will need to be put into place. Um, the second crypt, or well, this is actually the third. This one isn't accessible until, you can probably guess, uh, until something happens. Um, So that's actually the third crypt that will need to be accessed with the collectibles. This is going to be the second as soon as I uh, get rid of the block and put it in there. And then this is going to be sort of a some sort of blocking area to keep the deadly poison river at bay. These platforms, I'm not really sure what these are going to look like quite yet, but they're going to be the safe way across. But the player won't be able to access these until the puzzle is solved over here. And then the final, this will be the final crypt. I'm sure there'll be some amazing stuff to look at over here, and this will be kind of the exit. So this is going to be the split off. This will lead to other sections of the dungeon. But this first part is what I'm focusing on kind of this week, this last week. This big mean guy right here will be blocking the way, and so only by collecting all of the crypt uh, collectibles, I'm not even sure what they're going to be called yet. Uh, the player will be able to progress. So after this is 4 crypts. After each of the collectibles is put into place, enemies will spawn. So it's sort of a um, you're making progress to unravel the secret of what this place is and who used to live here. And then someone doesn't want you to continue to proceed in doing that. So they're sending um, baddies to try to stop you. This is going to play a part too. This is the graveyard. Um, Probably like that guy right there. So yeah, that's kind of it for the first part of the dungeon level. I didn't intend on building this out um quite as much as I did, but I just kind of got on a roll, so I decided to go with it. Um, So just real quick, the second part of this is gonna be probably over here. And then the third part is gonna be over here. And then this one is gonna be nothing. This is gonna be a boss fight. So this is actually in it, which is gonna be instanced. So this will be basically the portal out of this area. When I get to that. So for right now, I'm focusing on, this first part, getting the collectibles and the mechanics working for the puzzle, getting the spawner to work so that the player has someone to fight, um, and then yeah, and trying to also um, add elements that make it make sense. Right, what is this place, right, that you just got teleported to? um how come there's no regular people, and um what happened to them, right? So these are all questions that I want to inspire the player to ask while they're playing through this. So uh for this week, that's kind of it. I do have, um, a bit of work, coding work that I'll start on next week to try to make all of the assets function so that we can have a playable level. Yeah. All right. So that's it. Thank you. All right. Bye.